This video is for the people that's in between phases right now. The people that may have a sense of the direction that they want to go in, but may feel stagnant, may be a little confused as to what's to come, or really just may be at a point in life where no matter what they do, they just can't seem to get ahead. And the reason why I want to speak on this is because I'm somebody that's going through something similar. I'm at a point right now in my life where I feel like I know what direction I'm headed in, but the roadblocks in the road constantly put me in a position where I question if certain things are meant for me. So if that sounds like anything similar to what you're going through, then just stay tuned. But the first thing that I want to start off with is this feeling of feeling stagnant, where it doesn't necessarily matter what you do. It always just seems like you end up right back at square one. And even though in your mind it doesn't necessarily seem like you're making sufficient progress, the fact that you're able to go through these phases or even these different stages in life speaks volumes itself. Each moment in your life where you go through something is a new transitional period. So this fear that you may have because you're not necessarily where you want to be yet, this fear that you may have based on the output of productivity doesn't necessarily represent you. And I really want y'all to understand that confusion isn't necessarily a bad thing. To me, confusion just means that you're attentive. It means that your emotions and the way that you feel is aligned with the things that you want in life. You may not necessarily understand where things are headed, but when something doesn't feel right, it puts you in a position to question where you're going or what's going to play out or how certain things are going to play out. But one thing to just keep in mind that this feeling that you may get, these thoughts of being confused, all of those things are temporary. And this is really one of the main reasons why even when I experience low points in my life, I don't allow it to drag me down to the point where I feel so suffocated by these forms of doubt and these forms of fear, not necessarily knowing what the future has in store. I just allow myself to just have a sense of faith. No matter what it is that you decide to do, no matter what career path you choose to take, you have to have faith in your future. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have your low points and you're going to have your moments where you may even feel like quitting. Even times like this where you may be stuck in between phases and not necessarily know what direction to go in. Keep pedaling and keep moving forward. You don't have to have all the pieces to the puzzle to get a general idea of what the outcome's going to be. In this same concept, I like to apply to life. A lot of the times we feel like everything has to be in order for us to get the result that we want. But sometimes that's just not the case. You don't need each and every last thing to be aligned for you to get the result that you want. And this is just called improvising. Putting yourself in a position to not even fully comprehend or understand what's to come, but being able to make do with what you have. Utilizing the resources that you have available. Utilizing the skills and just the way that you process things in order to put yourself in a better position. But this phase that you're going through, this transitional period during your life, it is not going to be forever. But it is going to turn you into the person that you need to be in order to acquire the type of lifestyle that you want to live. And one thing that we can all agree on is the fact that moments like this during our lives are not happy moments. You could be stuck at a very low point in your life and everything around you can be moving just as fast as it was previously. And this is just going to make you feel like you're left out. It's going to make you feel like you're behind. It's going to make you develop these forms of insecurities within yourself because you may not necessarily be in a position that you want to be in life. But comparison will always be the thief of joy, and you have to focus on leveling yourself up each day. Not allowing this fear and not projecting this sense of insecurity on your entire life because you're not necessarily where you want to be. Everybody goes through these stages. Everybody goes through phases in life, even the wealthiest people, where they feel like things are not just going their way. They feel like they could be better. They feel like they can do more. So these thoughts are 100% natural. We just cannot allow them to consume us. We cannot allow ourselves to dig ourselves in such a deep hole that at some point it almost becomes impossible to climb out of. There is nothing wrong with stumbling and falling. but you just have to get back up. You cannot sit there and ponder on the thought of that feeling of failure that you've experienced and not give yourself credit for everything else that you may have overcame. At low points like these, you have to acknowledge where you've been and things that you've overcame in order to overcome what you're going through right now. You have the resume for somebody who can get the job done just based on the things that you may have went through in your life. You've went through previous hardships. You went through previous phases and transitional periods where you felt like you didn't necessarily know how something was going to turn out, but you made it out. And look at you today. You're going through something similar. But just because you're going through something similar, you should understand the fact that you've been here before. This isn't a time period where you should quit or you should give up or lose focus on the things that actually matter to you. You really just have to strive and really just dig even deeper to get the result that you want. And it's very important that you just understand that elevation is near. During each low point that you may go through, at the other side of that tunnel, where you can see the light, just imagine yourself walking in the dark tunnel. At the other side of that tunnel is going to be prosperity. It's going to be this happiness. It's going to be your dreams, everything that you wanted. And you just have to be the one to see it through. So elevation is always on the other side of any type of hardship that you may face. I can't name one time in my life where I may have went through something that I felt like was going to last forever and I didn't come out on top more strong, more wise, more resilient because I've allowed myself to overcome the challenges that I felt like were going to break me down. But if you're still walking this earth right now, just like anybody watching this video is, you have a chance. You can go out and do whatever it is that you set your mind to. You just cannot let this moment break you down. I know it's hard. We all go through it. And one thing that's always helped me in terms of continuing to push forward is just the fact that I know I'm not alone. Completely eliminating the victim mindset. Nobody is going to feel sorry for you if you fail. If you decided to give up at this very moment, nobody is going to just come there and beg you to go out and do great and be better. Sometimes all you really do need is yourself and a sense of accountability in order to change the course of your entire lives. You don't always need everybody supporting you. You don't always need everybody cheering for you. Sometimes you have to look yourself in the mirror and wake up. Whatever that wake-up call may be, whether it's you experience a form of failure or going through things like you may be going through right now, but at some point, you have to hold yourself accountable and realize that it's on me, and I'm not going to allow myself to quit or give up on the things that I believe in. Things may not be going your way right now. You may be confused. You may not know what direction to go in, but I'm telling you, you have a purpose. And this purpose is aligned with your passions and things that you truly desire out of your life. And you cannot allow yourself to be so stuck in the moment that you can't see it through. But the phases that you're going through, the time that you feel like you may have been wasted, none of these things are for nothing. They're help building you up into the person that you need to be. And just because you're going through these phases does not mean that it's the end of the road. You're confused right now, just like majority of a lot of people probably around your age. We're all human beings. I'm 25 years old and I still experience this point at times where I feel confused, where I feel like I'm behind, where I feel like I may not be doing enough. So it doesn't matter at what age you are, no matter what, you're going to get to a point in your life where you feel like you should be doing more, or you feel like you're not getting the results that you want. You have to have the vision. You have to be able to visualize your future and where you want to be, and don't let moments like this get in the way of you getting there. Because if you allow yourself to be fully consumed by what's going on right now, you'll probably never be able to make it to where you're actually destined to be, to live the lifestyle that you're actually destined to live. It's going to take you persisting. It's going to take you having a clear image of what you need to do and where you want to be in order to get there. So don't take this time period during your life right now where things may not be going your way, where you may not necessarily understand what you want to do with your life, as defeat. Don't take any loss or any experience that you may go through as defeat. Take it as a humbling experience, a lesson learned, and turn that lesson into something positive. Turn that feeling of feeling like you're not worth it or feeling like you can't do it into something positive, into productivity, into you prospering and actually putting in the work to get to where you want to get. But if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say, first off, just keep your head up, keep going. Don't allow yourself to quit on yourself. Right now you're going through phases, but a month from now, when things are a little more content and more free flowing, you're going to feel just fine. But you have to live and you have to strive and you have to be productive up until that point, because that's going to make the biggest difference. But I thank y'all and I appreciate y'all for watching the video. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.